Gaming Club. Hey, this is John here from Machias Music Man. I'm just doing a 10-minute segment here for Dan to show some vinyl. So my first up is going to be something I was pretty thrilled to have. This would be Donna Summer's Bad Girls album. And this album is from 1979, has her biggest hit, which is Hot Stuff, that was 5 weeks on the Billboard chart at #1. Now this is a double album, but this has the original plastic on it, and this album came out in 1979, so it's 42 years old. And this is all but mint. So I was pretty thrilled to have this one because I love Donna Summer. So here we go with some more. Up next, we have the Bee Gees, Spirits Having Flown, and this was their 15th album. Came out in 1979. This was actually their first album that came out after Saturday Night Fever and all the soundtracks there. This is in pretty good shape. A little bit here. Has a nice gatefold. Here's the back. It's got Tragedy and Too Much Heaven are the biggest hits off of this. This was pretty cool to have this album, because it also had inside the original Bee Gees merchandise order form. And I'm sorry, this is all backwards, but I'm using my phone. I gotta be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm trying to keep it to disco, new wave, early 80s on this episode. My next up, another one I'm thrilled to have, is Laura Branigan. Her biggest hit was Gloria, which charted at #2. And this album came out in 1982. And sadly, Laura Branigan passed away several years back. But I really like her. This is a real cool one to have in the collection. This is in very, very, very good shape, considering the year. This album's real special to me. Loverboy's first album. I remember as a young kid walking around with my boombox and cranking one of three cassettes at the time. And this is one of them. REO Speedwagon, High Infidelity was another, and Rush, Tom Sawyer was another. I mean, this one had Kid Is Hot Tonight, Turn Me Loose. I mean, it's such a great album. I remember seeing these guys on American Bandstand for the first time, so you can see that, check that out. So this is a great one to have in the collection, and I actually have a duplicate if anybody's interested. Okay, I know Dan. I believe Dan and Rick, my friends, have this one. Pablo Cruz, Worlds Away. This came out in 1978, and this is one of my sister's favorites back in the day. You had Worlds Away and Love Will Find a Way on this. This band just kind of fizzled after this. You know, they did put out a few more albums, but they kind of always were dependent on the hits off of this record in their career. Okay, sticking with a little disco. The Village People, Go West. This band is great to me. I mean, their music was always just feel-good stuff. And this came out in 1979, and obviously see the hype sticker in the Navy, I Want to Shake Your Hand, Go West. And it's supposed to have a giant poster in it, but it doesn't. Sadly, I wished it did. So the Village People were just, you know, they were just that huge part of that disco scene, and I was like disco, and I never understood everybody hating it, you know, but some people do. Next album, Little River Band, Sleeper Catcher. Not in the best of shape, got some creases here, but I mean, this came out in 1978 as well. And back when I was a young kid, I had to ride 12 miles to school on the bus. Used to hear these songs. Reminiscing and Lady are the big hits off of this. So this is just a big part of my youth. Hearing all this stuff on AM radio. I had an AM radio that was about 5 inches big, and one little earphone that you put in your ear. And I used to listen to WHEB in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and just let those songs wash over me at night when I couldn't sleep. And we have Radio. I don't know if anybody's familiar with this one, but this is actually Ray Parker Jr.'s band. And this is a cool one to have. And this also came out in 1979. Great shape for the year. But this has a song in it called Jack and Jill, which was an AM radio hit back in the day, which I have covered on my channel. Next up, Tina Turner, Private Dancer. Gotta have that one in the collection. Love Tina Turner. Now, this came out in '83, and her only #1 hit was on this record, and that was What's Love Got to Do with It. Great shape. I try to not buy stuff that's, you know, hammered. Then we have Madonna, Like a Virgin. And this is also in great shape. I don't buy anything but very good or better. So, I mean, Madonna, 1984, this is her second album. And when you look, I mean, you have Material Girl, Like a Virgin, Dress You Up, were big hits. And gotta love Madonna in the 80s, right? And somebody else I also love is Belinda Carlisle. Now, as you all know, Belinda Carlisle from the Go-Go's. This came out in 1986. It was certified gold in the US, platinum in Canada. But this has great songs on it. Mad About You is such a great song. I mean, it's just a great song and a great album. Now, I love Belinda Carlisle. I love her voice. I love her with the Go-Go's. Okay, my last album for this segment is going to be Culture Club, Kissing to Be Clever. Came out in 1982. And for anybody out there in MTV days, Culture Club, another huge band. This is also in very good or better condition, and all the vinyl in here is pretty much scratch free. On this one, he had Do You Really Want to Hurt Me? Time, Clock of the Heart were big hits on this. I'll Tumble For You. So that's going to be my contribution. Just remember, don't get genre locked into music. Different, you know, some people, that's all they want to listen to is heavy metal. They don't listen to anything else. But you're missing out, because there is some fabulous music throughout time, dating way back on big bands, swing, 50s, punk, ska. I mean, there's just so many different kinds of music, but you have to give them a chance. So these albums are all near and dear to my heart, all of them. I try to buy things that bring back a memory for me, or a lot of these records I didn't have when I was young, because I mean, I didn't have $12 to buy Donna Summer's album in 1979. You know, I was only, 13 years old. So, but these are all great albums, and I just want to add something new to Dan's channel here on Rebel Gaming Club, and show some, more of a variety, and from a perspective of somebody who just turned 56. So thanks for having me on, Dan, and again, everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. If I can hit 1,000 subscribers and I can get an endorsement for some gear. So thanks everybody. Thanks Dan. I'll be back with another episode. Try to keep these 10 minutes or under. So, as Dan says, do what you do and toodaloo.